Hi, my name is Chris Ryan. Thank you for joining me here in Portugal. I'm at the stunning Amendoeira Golf Resort, and I'm going to show you in this video how you can stop hitting the ground before the ball, a common problem amongst the amateur golfers. So thank you for joining me here in Portugal at Amendoeira Golf Resort. I've been out here for about 4 days hosting a golf school and just stayed on to use this absolutely fantastic facility to shoot some videos to hopefully help you play some better golf. So today we are going to show you how you can stop hitting the ground before the golf ball. We've all been there. You've maybe stood on a par 4, you've hit one of those drives which is your Sunday best. You've walked up to your golf ball, you've picked your club out and you hit the ground before the ball and it rolls about 60 or 70 yards. And then you can't really get onto the green from there and make your par. So we're going to go through some things that can help you strike the ground in a better place, which is going to help you hit those shots a little bit more crisply and give you those feels that you're after. So we're going to start with some good news. The good news is, for you to hit a perfect shot from the fairway, your golf club has to make contact with the ground. So if you're hitting the ground early, it's more where the club is contacting the ground as opposed to it is contacting the ground. So it's really common for me to see a golfer where they hit the ground early, it's a poor shot, and they'll say things like, if I could only miss the ground, I need to stop hitting the ground. And really, we don't need to stop hitting the ground, we just need to change where that contact point is. So if I had my golf ball here, I've got myself a 6-iron, if I was to hit a perfect shot, my golf club would need to make contact with the ground about where the ball is. I would be pretty much hitting ball and turf at the same time. My club would then stay in contact with the turf for a period of time. Now, if I've got enough speed and I'm getting the right attack angle, I possibly will take a divot after the ball. I don't have to take a divot, but there will definitely be some contact with the ground. So the worst thing that you can do, if you are that golfer who is hitting the ground before the ball, is try to miss the ground. Because what's going to be happening then is you're just going to be pulling the arms in, you're just going to be pulling up, because if you turn into the golfer who doesn't hit the ground, you're topping the ball, it's more difficult to fix because we have to do two things. We have to change the concept, we have to change the ground contact. All these things are more difficult. So if you're hitting the ground before the ball, number one rule is don't try and miss the ground. We need to get you to hit the ground in a different place. So let's talk about setup versus impact. If I took my setup, my impact, I would have 3 key differences, or 3 key points I should say, because one is not a difference. Number one is my head would need to be in the same place at setup and it is at impact. It's the same place. Number 2, I would need my weight to be forwards on my lead side, and I would also need the handle of the golf club to be forwards by some amount. So if I have those 3 things, I have the head in its position, I have the weight forward, I have the hands forward. What I've really done is I've really sort of suggested that I'm going to contact the ground somewhere to the left of my stance. You can see how my club is in contact with the ground to the left of my stance. If you're that golfer hitting the ground before the ball, hitting those shots that we talked about at the start, there is a very good chance that you will unfortunately not be ticking any of those 3 checkpoints. You may well have your head back of where it started. You will most definitely have your weight back of where you started, and you will probably have the handle too far back. Now from here, I can definitely hit the ground, but I'm only ever going to be hitting the ground on this side of my stance. So a really good way to think about this is actually to look at the center of your stance. Try that little impact drill that I did where I move my weight forward, I move my handle forward, keep my head in the same place. And just from there, just see how easy it is to now make that contact target side of my middle of my stance. There's my contact with the ground. Now you can see I'm not actually taking a divot, but I'm starting to get that contact point over here. So controlling your weight distribution, controlling your handle position at impact, and controlling where your head is are the 3 things that I think are going to help you strike those shots a little bit better. Unfortunately, as I say, if you're hitting the ground before the ball, you may well be missing those 3 elements. So here's what I want you to do. Take your starting position and start off without a golf ball, putting yourself into impact and making those little mini swings. What you can then do is go from a normal starting position, make a little quarter swing, and then still try and get into that impact position. So you can see how I've gone a little bit further through, but I managed to get the weight forward, the handle forward, and the head in the same place. We can then build that up to slightly longer swings. But again, I'm still trying to be aware of that contact position, moving my weight more onto my lead side, delivering the handle forward, yet keeping my head nice and centered. The progression to hitting shots would be to go maybe half speed. So I'm going to go half speed, yet still try and tick those impact, or that checklist we had at impact. So a little half swing, controlled the follow through. Weight would have been on the lead side of impact, handle would have been forward, head would have been central. That allows me to strike the ground as I did there, but it was in the right position. And that is the key message for this video. If you're hitting the ground before the ball, we don't need to change the fact that you're hitting the ground, we just have to change where that contact point is. If we can move it forward, we can take your swing circle and move it more towards the target, we're going to get super, super good contact. We're going to get those crisp strikes that you want, that compression that you're after, much better ball flights, much better shots. So let's finish up with a full swing, trying to put those things into action and see if we can hit this ball down that range. Okay, strike felt good. Ball flight was excellent. That gives me a good indication that I did some of the things that I want to. So if you are that golfer, and there are plenty out there, you're not alone, you're hitting the ground before the ball, let's think about the impact, let's try those little drills, and I guarantee you're going to start to elevate your strike, hit those better shots, and hopefully we can eliminate that terrible shot from your game. Thank you for watching. Thank you to Arden for hosting me. As I said, courses are fantastic, and how good is that drive range? Superb place to come and practice and play. Usual stuff is down below, comments box, like button, and over there's a button which will allow you to become a free subscriber to my channel. Would love to have you along for the journey. Thank you for watching. We'll see you back here again soon.